Is it time to reveal your real magic and become seen, known, and valued? Hello, and welcome to this Visionary Voices deep dive. And today we are talking about cultivating your soulful visibility, your soulful visibility. So the reason I'm sharing this today is, this is what so many people in my community are drawn towards, being really soul aligned and soul led in your soulful business and sharing, what you feel like is your soul's purpose. So is that you? If you're here watching this live or watching the recording, just, post in the comments and let me know, what's your relationship to being soulful in your life and your soulful visibility. Because I remember when I first started my business and I hadn't gone full time, I was still doing it as a side gig, as well as being a CEO, running a not-for-profit in the UK, and feeling terrified, knowing that if I was going to really launch bigger coaching packages than I was already offering, that I would need to let people know that I was a deep and intuitive coach who offered transformation and did really deep and magical work. But in my day job as a responsible CEO, leading a team of 100 and having quite a large responsibility on my shoulders, and also knowing that there are many other peers in the regular world where conversations about soul and intuition and spirituality were not the norm and sometimes not welcome. It wasn't the place for those. So I was terrified if I came out publicly as, being intuitive and soulful, that I would be judged, rejected, that I would be seen as flaky, that all the success I'd created and reputation that I had in my career would somehow, be diminished. So it was really terrifying for me to actually come out and own the depth and soulfulness that I brought. And when I did, it was hugely liberating and very transformational. So what does this look like for you? Is Dior, and the other thing that I see in the people that I work with is that sometimes people come and work with you, they step inside your world and into a session with you, into a group with you, and your work, your transformational work, your creative work, whatever you offer, feels very aligned and full of soul. But sometimes when you go to tell people about your work, your visibility activities, how do I share this deep message, maybe feels more like an industry standard of following a formula, doing what the experts recommend that may or may not resonate deeply with you, and may or may not just feel like it's got the same amount of soulfulness as the deep work you do. So what do you resonate with here? Does bringing more soul into your messages feel more scary, or does doing your visibility activities feel less soulful than the transformation work that you do? So how do you hold your center and stay aligned and walk your own unique, magical, and soulful path to sharing your work? So let me know in the comments what's resonating for you here. And let me see if I can see those in the Facebook group where I am live. Hi, Jenny, lovely to see you here. So let me know what's resonating with you. And if you're somebody who's feeling that you are ready for more soulful visibility, I also just wanted to mention here as well that I've got an event coming up next week called Be Magnetic, which is where I will actually help you to get connected to the soul calling and the next level of visibility that's coming up for you, and which might be scary, or it might be like a relief to know this is what it is, this is what I need to focus on. But let's dive into today's content. So one of the things I want to invite you into is to feel how grounded in your soul your current visibility activities are. So just take a moment to breathe and to reflect on your visibility activities. Do they feel led by your soul calling? And so here are some of the places where you might be around this. There might be a scary new soul calling that's calling you forward, and you feel like you're holding back from that. It's like you know what you need to do, but you're not moving forward because it's like, oh, what would it be like if I was to be on stage, be on YouTube, launch my podcast, and launch this group that's been in my heart to launch. And just connect with that. If that's you, just sense how long have you been holding back on this soul calling that's maybe a little bit scary. Or it could be that what you're doing feels a little bit out of date and no longer feels alive for you. So you may have had a rhythm with your soulful work, and yes, sometimes it's not feeling fresh anymore. And that can be another challenge where you sense that there's an up level, but you don't necessarily know what it is. But it's just like, oh, that used to be alive and now it's not. So it's not so, because soul energy is alive, it's present, it's on the growing edge of life. It's the new leaf that's just bursting into life. So another place you might be is, how are you, where are you on the spectrum of really following your own unique wisdom and birthing your own body of work in the world versus following somebody else's path. So it might be, here's a system I'm following. This is an expert. They tell me what to do. They had great success with it. I'm implementing that. And how does that feel to you? Do you feel like you sound like you, or that you sometimes hear yourself sounding like someone else? Maybe somebody brilliant and wise, but maybe not your unique voice. Or, you're following a path that actually doesn't bring you results because it worked for that expert, but it's not so soul aligned for you. So, Jenny saying, I've been very lucky to always work from a soul level, yet the sharing and owning of it online has been a journey. Yeah, the edge of feeling super powerful is sharing more of myself and my deep work now. So excited for your workshop. Beautiful, Jenny. I'm delighted you're coming to that as well. And yes, on this growing edge, sharing more of your soul work is a beautiful place to be. And the other part of the soul journey to check in with, and it sounds like you're leaning into the next edge for you, Jenny, is allowing your soulful visibility activity to be an alive healing journey for you. Not judging this or feeling out of integrity, because we are here to clear a lot of the human baggage that's been around in our ancestral history for many, many generations. And so often the path into visibility is a path of healing the old wounds. And we sometimes judge ourselves for having stuff, which isn't necessary, because I have a completely different perspective on this, is that actually you clearing out your human baggage is you raising the frequency and the consciousness on our planet for everybody. And you being your own first client or customer in your work, you know, when you're launching a new offer or product, often you're having to live that on a new level yourself. And this is like, oh, there's new layers coming up that I thought I dealt with, and we can be ashamed and kind of thinking, who am I to lead this work when I'm still a work in progress myself? And actually, there's so much integrity in you being your own first client and being in transformation on the issue that you're leading other people in transformation with. Energetically, it's just where you want to be. So, and the other aspect of grounding your soulful visibility that's really important is your visibility activities grounded in meeting your real human needs, your needs for rest, your needs for a quality of life, your need for a good income that will support you, your need for fulfillment, both creatively, you know, in the impact that you have and who you're calling in, who you're here to work with. So is your soulful activities really grounded in this? Because this is an essential, these are all essential parts of soulful visibility. So I'd love to let me know what you resonate with. Jenny is saying, yes, this is why it's taken so long, because birthing my unique wisdom and work has been such a deep clearing and healing process. Definitely. Yes, this is very important process. So that's beautiful, and don't judge yourself for that. Know that that is part of the process. Embrace it. Know that you're changing the planet while you do it. There's nothing about you is wrong. So the second part I want to talk about today is in terms of cultivating your soulful visibility, is really getting clear on where you're shining or hiding your unique soul essence. So is your soul essence front and center? Is it in how you show up? The colors, the branding, the way you speak, you know, is it a fit for you? For example, I do these visionary voices deep dives because I love to give people an experience of my energy. I love to feel their energy. And it's a deep dive because one of my essence qualities is depth. I like to go deep. And that really works for me. So is your, you know, and yours, what are your soul essence qualities? What is it that people receive from your presence when you don't do anything? What is it that people value most about you? You know, I often get, you know, it's the depth that I bring, it's the clarity that I offer, it's the sensitivity and how I hold space and can feel energies. It's being intuitive, magical, you know, being that visionary and creative. So what is it that comes so easily and naturally to you that others value, that you can maybe forget to value yourself and forget to build your visibility activities around that which comes most easily to you? So, and not hiding behind the people pleasing or fear of what others think, or this is the strategy I should follow, even though it doesn't really fit. So what lights you up? You know, what do you bring into your messaging and visibility? So for me, poetry, which is something that just lights me up. So I love to bring that in. where it's relevant into my visibility activities. So what is that for you? It might be dancing, it might be telling stories about your wild swimming, it might be just telling stories, being a storyteller, it might be humor, cracking jokes, it might be creating connection with others, just dropping into connection. There might be deep transformation work, you know, being very authentic and truthful and telling it like it is. You know, what is that for you, and how infused is that into all of your visibility activities? So let me know what you're resonating with, you know, what does that look like for you, and where is your growing edge about this as well? Jenny saying, yes, I love the depth and sensitivity to changing the planet as we go. Absolutely. Yeah. Owning all of that, doing the inner work is also changing the planet. So, and then the last part of soulful visibility, our souls want us to have everything that we desire. And so really, you know, the process of growth is often, as well as clearing out the deep blocks, is also opening to receive ease, flow, abundance, grace, magic. And so how much capacity do you have to receive right now? And how much time and energy are you giving to growing your capacity to receive all the good, all the magic, all of the clients and income and creative possibilities that want to flow your way? So this is about learning to open up energetically. And this is why I talk about being magnetic, because it's an energetic thing. When your heart is open and you can fully receive, that's where you experience ease and flow. So just check in at where in your life you already experience a lot of ease and flow. So it might be that it's in your home, in your family, in your creativity, in your work, when you're in nature, your adventures, your holidays. Just really check in. Where are you already manifesting with ease and flow? Where are you already comfortable with receiving the good in your life? And just check in. Was this always easy for you? Or have you grown into it? Have you stretched into it? And how can you open to receive even more ease and flow in your soulful visibility? So I know for me this year, one of the stretches was opening to receive support, getting a substantial VA who could help me with my weekly content so I can show up and record these videos for you, and she can take care of a lot of the back end that for years I was doing myself. And it was such a stretch to let that in. It really was a stretch, and something that I minimized as something that wasn't such a big deal and I can do it. And it took, you know, coming down with COVID for, you know, 2 or 3 weeks, and really having my energy low for another week after that, to kind of say, oof, when my energy was low, I could feel what brought me alive and what felt like a drag on my energy. And I was like, this needs to change. So opening up to receive that support was a big stretch. And it's huge. It's huge to kind of go, I can lie back and float in the water and be supported and let the current carry me. And that becomes so magnetic when you can open up to receive. Another way to stretch to receive even more is letting it be simple, because it's so easy to be busy. You to do this and do that and look after these people and make sure I, you know, tick all of those boxes. How can it be simple? And releasing, reassessing anything that's not flowing. So I love now that I do these weekly videos and I repurpose them on my blog on my YouTube, in my weekly emails, on social media. And it's like simple, and I have support to do it. It feels like so much ease and flow for me. So this is what we're talking about. So soulful visibility and cultivating it. These are practices, cultivating these practices that bring more soulful visibility into you. So where are you in your capacity to receive? How can you stretch into it even more with your soulful visibility? And remember the places in your life where you've done this before. You know how this works. You might just need to bring more of it in to this area of life. But overall, the main practice for cultivating soulful visibility is shifting your energy first. So that can be clearing the blocks that are in the way, really, shining your soul essence more and more strongly, which are the things that really come easily to you. And then also learning to open to receive even more. So this is putting your energy first and really developing this, what I'm coming to call your visibility energy mastery. So you know how to shift your energy, get into flow, and shine your soulful wisdom in the world. So beautiful. So what are you taking away from this? What is the main insight, the main aha for you, the main takeaway? Or do you have any questions for me? Post them in the comments here. And I just want to, remind you about the Be Magnetic, which is coming up next week. And that is a free 90-minute workshop. That's on Wednesday, the 21st of September. And it's a training where I'm going to be sharing with you and supporting you to get clear on your soul's calling, on the next level of visibility, the next area that's really speaking to you at this time. Discover what's getting in the way of that for you. And I'll also share about these 3 visibility myths that I see so many people trying to operate by, these limiting beliefs and myths, and it really doesn't work for a lot of people. So I'm so excited to share those with you and bust those myths and saying, you may have been thinking this, actually it doesn't work for most people, and certainly not for soulful visionary leaders. And I will be sharing with you what does work, what are the 3 core pillars of soulful visibility. So come along to that. It's Be Magnetic, and on Wednesday, the 21st of September. So let me just, yes. So I will hope to see you there. Let me just post that correct link in the comment. That didn't come out properly. So beautiful. Let me just see if there's any other comments here before I finish. Yeah, so that's all for this week. Share with me what you're receiving from this session on cultivating your soulful visibility. And I hope to see you soon and see you next week. We're not doing a live, we'll just be doing the Be Magnetic workshop. So see you there.